Well, thanks everybody for joining us here today. Today's about announcing the signing of Kendrys Morales. But if we could all take a second and recognize Terry Ryan's back in the saddle here, I think he deserves a round of applause. And with that, I'll pass it off to Terry Ryan.
All right, appreciate it, Dustin. This is a good day for the organization. I'm very happy to be back, and I'll start taking some of that load off of Rob here pretty soon. But I wanted Tony here because he's been after me for about 28 years to get a Cuban-born player. We have finally done that. So Tony, in honor of yourself, we brought Kendrys in here to give us a little pop in our lineup. There's no doubt that we're trying to add some offense to this club, and Kendrys has a track record. He's been in the American League. We've got at-bats here to give him. He's hit the ball over the fence. He's driven in runs. He's a switch hitter. So somewhere in the middle of that lineup, Gardy can place him, and hopefully it'll give our offense a jump start. Bobby will do some translating for Kendrys. He speaks just enough English. He understands enough English, so I've had a conversation with him. Let me give you a little background on this thing and how it came about. About a week ago, I reached out to Kendrys' agent, Mr. Boris, because our offense was in a little bit of a flux, having trouble pushing runs across, and he was still out there, obviously, and some of it had to do with the draft compensation and all that stuff that comes with the rules. So I went down and called Mr. Pohlad and saw if we could free up enough money. He said go after it. We did. Kendrys had some interest in the Twins. This ballpark doesn't scare him at all, which is a good thing. There's a couple issues here that need to be addressed. Number one, he's out of options. So I can't send him down to get some at-bats in the minor leagues. That's illegal. Number two, he's not hurt. So we can't DL him. So consequently, we're going to activate him. We designated Kubel for release or assignment today to free up the roster space, so he'll be in uniform and on the bench today. We're going to take our time with him. We don't want to hurt him, obviously, and Gardy and the coaching staff will start to piece together exactly when he'll be able to take regular at-bats. He's been working out in Miami, and he's not that far away, I suspect, but we'll see exactly where he's at once we get our eyes on him and see how he does with some of the BP and so forth. He signed a prorated contract for $12 million, so that's about 7.5 or so you don't have to guess at the money. We think it's a good acquisition. We think it's a good fit. We think it's the timing's right. Our club's playing decent. We're a couple of games under 500. No one's run away from the pack, so that's the reason he's here. So let's open this up for questions, and you can address Bobby, and then he'll get it to Kendrys or myself, or anything you want to ask Tony about Cuban baseball.
Bobby, what did Kendrys do to stay in shape and try to be ready to produce and contribute as soon as possible?
He tenido que practicar bastante tiempo, ¿no? 4 meses y medio de práctica, una espera bastante larga, pero ya gracias a Dios que me han dado la oportunidad, ¿no? Y agradecerle a mi equipo y a todas las personas que tomaron la decisión de firmar.
Como te pregunté antes, ¿qué hicieras cada día tu trabajo del día?
¿Cómo trabajo?
¿Qué llegabas al día? ¿A qué horas llegabas?
A las 7, llegaba más o menos 8:30 y salía más o menos a las 1:30 de la tarde todos los días de lunes a sábado.
Well, what he's saying now is that, you know, he's been out for 4.5 months or whatever, and he was in Miami, he's working out, he'd show up at 7:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday, and leave at 2 o'clock. So he would hit, take ground balls, and do exercises. So he's been working out basically for, you know, all this time. From, like I said, Monday to Saturday, from about 7:30 to 2 o'clock every day.
And so, why Minnesota? You sounded like you had other teams to choose from.
¿Por qué Minnesota?
Bueno, siempre me ha gustado la ciudad, ¿no? Y siempre me ha gustado venir a batear aquí. Hemos tenido, tuve varias ofertas, pero me decidí por aquí, por Minnesota. Me gusta la ciudad.
He likes the atmosphere here, and he's here to come here and help this team win some baseball games.
Terry, this kind of strikes me as a move that the Twins don't usually make here, this kind of short-term acquisition at this time of the year. Is that because you're thinking contention here? Or?
Well, we certainly are in the mix, whether you look at the teams ahead of us, Tom, or whether you look at the wild card situation, or whether you look at the type of club we have or the people that we ultimately are counting on here. We've played pretty decent here up to this point. We've, I think, surprised some people. We've had a couple people like Pinto and Santana, for instance, that have come in and given us a little spark. Why not us? You know, we're at a point in the season where there's a lot of baseball left. Why not the Twins? You know, I've read there were probably a handful of clubs that were chasing Kendrys. We were ahead of many of those clubs in the standings. I don't know why we couldn't reach out to them and see if we can bring in a quality player. It didn't cost us a draft choice, which we treasure here. We've got the at-bats. He's proven hitter in the American League. I don't know why the Twins couldn't go out and get a guy. Jim Pohlad and the family were good enough to free up some money to let us go ahead and do it, so it made a lot of sense.
Kendrys, how active were the other teams in trying to pursue you, and what can we name some of the other teams that were actually active and involved in that search?
¿Qué tan activos estaban los otros equipos buscándote? Y que si quieres nombrar equipos que están preguntando por asociación de ti para que jugar por ellos.
Bueno, no quisiera entrar en detalle, no. Esas preguntas es mejor que hablen a mi abogado y hablen conmigo. No quiero nombrar, no quiero decir nombre aquí.
He doesn't want to go there because he'd rather the agent answer those questions. He's just happy to be here.
Kendrys, how well do you know some of the players in the clubhouse for the Minnesota Twins? Do you have any decent friends in the clubhouse that play here now?
Que se conoces gente aquí en el equipo, ¿no?
Bueno, a las personas a los jugadores que conozco no hemos jugado nunca en el mismo equipo, ¿no? Además nosotros jugamos hablando dominicano, pero no, son buenos muchachos y cada vez que yo venía aquí a Minnesota hablábamos bastante. Tony también.
Well, he says he really has never played with anybody here. I mean, he's watched us play and, being on the other side of the deal. He's talked to some of the players. He knows me because we were together in winter ball. He's talked to Tony, but he, like he says right now, he's very happy to be here. Just, wait for this thing to go so he can, get to know him better.
How much time do you think you need before you're ready to swing back?
¿Cuánto tiempo que tú necesitas, tú crees? Tú sabes la pregunta.
Sí, vamos a ir día a día, ¿no? Ya cuando me vaya sintiendo mejor, ya se lo comunicaré al equipo. Y nada, que Dios quiera que sea lo más rápido posible.
As the answer would be, it's a day-to-day thing. He's going to, keep in touch, and he'll be working out and talking to Guardian and coaching staff, and God only knows when, but when he's ready, he'll be in there. Just make sure we do it the right way, which is the right way to do. Take your time, and when he's ready, he'll let us know.
Alfonso?
Kendrick, con tu experiencia y tu visión de pelotero, ¿qué tan lejos puede llegar Minnesota en esta temporada? With your own vision and your experience, how far the Twins can go this season?
Bueno, en la pelota no se puede hablar primeramente, no se puede decir pronóstico que uno pueda hacer, porque el juego es diario, pero sí lo que tenemos que hacer es empujar todo el mundo junto para que nos pueda salir bien las cosas en terreno de béisbol, que eso es lo que vamos a tratar de hacerlo, a comunicarlo en el cruzado y fuera en el terreno, y ahí para que nos puedan salir las cosas mejor. Todo el mundo quiere ganar, y todo el mundo quiere ganarse una liga, ¿no? Pero vamos a ir primero día a día, dando lo mejor de cada uno.
The question was asked, what did Kendrick think about the possibilities of Minnesota going on to win or having a winning season or getting to the playoffs? And Kendrick's answer basically is it's a day-to-day thing. You can't you can't judge what's going to happen tomorrow in this big game of baseball, and you take it one day at a time. And his answer would be, you go in that clubhouse, you get together as a team, you go out every day, you work hard, you work hard to win games, and then let it be what happens after that. But it's inside that clubhouse, what you do in there to go out and win games.
Tom?